Yo guys, on to a brand new video on the channel. Today we're looking at Snapshot 5 of Deadrop and what is to come. Without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So we got an email from the developers as variants letting us know what is to come in the Snapshot 5. So we got an email saying, Variants, welcome to the year of expansion. Your role in this society has never been more important than it is in this moment, where once there were few, soon there will be many. So basically saying that the year they previously worked on the game was basically the foundation and they worked on core mechanics, and now we're expanding and developing more of a play space and for more people to actually jump in and play the game. As there's only a limit to 10,000 people at the moment, so they're looking to expand how many people can play, so that meaning a open playtest or just including more people within the game. So we'll have to see. As we expand the size of the features and mechanics, so will the development time lengthen. So meaning that the development process is going to take longer as they want to implement fully functional features and not like half functional. So that being said, they're going to take 3 months on every release instead of 6 weeks as they previously have been releasing them, meaning larger and more substantial updates every single drop, meaning that basically we'll have fully finished features of the game rather than partial like we have in the past. So it all starts with a Snapshot 5, and it is the expansion basically update. And so we'll be preparing to enter the tower via Sector 3 cold storage, which we'll be talking on in a little bit. And it's time to activate your Visor Cortex and protect it from the rush of new claws on the hunt to acquire a chip for their collection, meaning and hinting again that there'll be potentially more people and we'll be able to, as variants for the first time, people who paid money for a basically a profile picture and access to the game early will be able to don their Visor Cortex the very first time. Now let's talk about Sector 3. This is the first sector of the tower and in the game that we're going to be able to play. Now we haven't had confirmation about anything about if we're going to be PvPing or anything, but I assume we are, as we're not going to just leave an empty play space in the game for us just to roam around after working on it for 4 months. So I'm assuming they're going to be able to PvP, loot, and extract here, as I'll show you in a second. But let's talk about what we're going to expect in the new sector. So in previous snapshots, we have gotten these health stations that were basically a blue cube. You go up to them and you hold your button of choice to interact with it, and you heal for 50 health each. Now they're showing a fully functional and developed and modeled health station, as you see on your screen right now, of what it will look like. You'll basically go up to it and you'll heal in this like chamber that will restore your health. Now, I'll explain later when they're talking about it, about what is going to be in the snapshot. They're going to be consumable heals, so this will be the first time we'll actually won't have to use these health stations. So, but it is nice to see that they're fully modeling and developing these previously existing models of the game into fully functional things that actually look up to par with everything else that's going to be in the game. So that is one thing that will be in the tower, is these health stations that are fully modeled and will give you 50 HP on use unless they decide to change that. So talking about more Sector 3 and what is to come, let's talk about what we could actually see within the sector when we're actually playing in the environment. So as Doc mentioned in previous times talking about the game and what was wanting from the sectors, he wanted each sector to be unique in its own way and have its own purpose of having people flow through the actual environment to get their way out of the game or the session that they're in. So with this, Sector 3 is cold storage. Now my thought process is, from what he said previously, as I'm assuming that there's going to be some type of outbreak or failure in the systems that result in the sector becoming freezing or below zero, where our variants start to take damage or basically die if we do not move out of a certain area of the sector. So I don't know if the sectors are going to close like a ring like in other games, or it's going to force us up like we've seen in their Twitter. They posted a picture of a variant and it said the only way out is up. So I don't know if it's going to freeze from downward to up, like we see in this picture of like the gas rising. So we'll have to see, but that is my thought process of the sector and how that's going to work. So we'll have to see for more details and when we actually get to play in the sector when it is released on the 17th. But that is my thought process of what will actually be in the sector, and the gameplay mechanics behind that is that there'll be some type of outbreak or alarm that gets busted and the cold freezes our variants to death and forces us out of the tower or this sector to the next one. In this case, we extract from the game because they don't have any more sectors in the game so far. So they posted this picture of the wireframe of the new sector and what is going to be in it. So you can see some of the new features, like we see the zip lines are coming back. You can see some of the doors have keypads on them. and there's different tunnels and ways you can access through this cold storage. So it's going to be interesting on how they do it. And here is some concept art of what the actual game could look like within cold storage, as shown from the sector previously. This is like an inside look of what some of the hallways could look like in the environment. So very, very cool. As you can see, the guy is opening up what is possibly Sector 3 or leaving to extract from Sector 3, as this was like a picture they posted as saying entrance. So I don't know if the entrance to the exit or just entrance to the sector in general, so we'll have to see. But let's talk about more of the core systems and mechanics that they're going to be bringing into Snapshot 5. So here we see is the helmet and armor class systems that will be introduced in Snapshot 5. It looks like there are going to be 2 sets of armor and helmets. As in the next image, I'll show you another set, but this one is more of a gray and yellow type, so it might have different buffs or effects than this one, which is blue and orange or blue and red, as seen in the next image, as this is just concept art. So this is very cool to see. We can see the different iterations of the helmet, showing that the visor cortex might be able to be displayed in different ways. And as in the email, we'll be able to don the visor cortex for the very first time as variants. Whoever purchased for the play early, you'll be able to don that and see your actual cortex in the game, which is very, very cool. And here is a picture of what the armor could look like fully modeled, as I tweeted out this picture, which I showed previously for the variant in the tower. So it is very, very cool. Let's jump into the weapons that they're going to be introducing in Snapshot 5. Here's an image pulled off a video from the Midnight Society Twitter account showing kind of what will be introduced in terms of weapons. So we can see that the AR is going to be fully modeled and done, so you can see it right there laying on the boxes. And this looks to be new boxes, as I have not seen these previously in any other, either in the game or on their Twitter. So this looks like they're going to be maybe an ammo box or some type of maybe way to get your weapons and or ammo and grenades. So they're going to be 6 fully completed weapons. This is the first one, is the SMG, as stated previously, it's going to be a close and effective close range. And that will be 5 other weapons besides this one. And you can see some of the smoke grenades. And I assume we're going to get some frag grenades and or semtex, as I don't think they're just going to include a smoke grenade. And it's also going to have 13 attachments for all the weapons to use, including like grips and sights and stuff like that. So we'll have to see what is actually introduced in the game. But that is everything that we know so far about Snapshot 5. Let me know what you guys think, or if you guys are excited for the new Snapshot of Deadrop. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.